Hello, welcome back to Hot Mocs. This is a new MOC that I have, and it is a BNSF freight train. And I tried to go through the color scheme for it. And this is the front, this is the back, and some trains have this for the front, but that's not what I did here. It's usually some shunters, this is the front, and that's the back. But this is the front, and it's got railing, it's got lights, and it's got railing all the way around, so minifigures can stand right here, not back here because it's plated, but back up here and here. And right here is usually the steps, and this would be railing, and then the steps would go up to the cab, and then the door would be right here. I couldn't do that because then it would be way too big to fit on the train scaled tracks. And I have a new technique that I found from a couple of train sets, and this is not connected to the train, neither is that. So the coupler and this blade to push stuff off the track like wood or rocks or dirt, this is all, originally I had this connected to it, but then I didn't like it because I wanted to make it longer, and this allowed me to make it 2 studs longer in the front and in the back. So I did the same thing in the front and in the back, and I just rebuilt this twice. This is not able to be compatible with a minifigure, so it's too short for a minifigure, and the minifigure can't sit in there because I flipped over pieces because I didn't have enough bricks to make it flat on the inside. But it does not have power functions in it, so it's not remote control, but it does just roll. And I only had 1 or 2 of those power functions, and they're being used. But I've got a 2x2, 2x3, I think, I don't know, ladder here for some vents and fans. Then vents over here. And then this is a light so that the driver can see from these back windows onto the cars behind him. And that's it for the train. Okay, this is the last car of the train, so that is because I don't have a coupler to fit this on the back. I ran out of them, but it is a small to medium shipping container car, and what it has on it right now is a container, and inside of there is a fuse box, and this would be used to power a building or anything big that needs power. That's how you shut off the power, and then there's buttons, and it's when you get back to the yard, a crane would pick this up and then bring it to a nearby truck. I do not have a custom crane right now, but that'll be coming in the future. And this is on a pallet, so it can also be lifted out by a forklift that you will see in a future episode. But yeah, that's it for this car. This is my next car, and it is a fairly small cargo car. So right now it has on it 2 dinghies, inflatable dinghies, and those are separated by 4x2 railings. And these aren't the sturdiest of connection, but they work for my standards. And these cars and all the other cars, except for the train and except for that one, the wheels do not turn. And that is because it would be too big to fit 2 wheels. They would be right next to each other. So these are short enough that they will fit around corners without having to turn these. This one, however, also does not have turning wheels. It goes around corners tightly, but it works and can go around them. But this is probably the longest you can get without having to turn the wheels. And it is an automobile car. So usually these would have 2 deckers and cars would be down here, and up there, and they would be unloaded down here. And I cannot do that because it would be taller than the train. But it has a ramp right here that you can load cargo on and off. But it can only really fit 4-stud wide cars, and the wheels need to be inside of that 4-stud wide. So like they can't be outside of it just by that much, otherwise it won't fit. And on top, I've got room for some packages, and this is supposed to be a big package. I don't know what would be in there, but anything from wood to cardboard, and it does have to be tied down so that it doesn't blow off, but anything can go on here that won't usually fit in here. Okay, this is the last car, and this car is a flatbed car, and this can basically be used for anything. So right now it has on it 2 pallets with a counterweight and an airplane engine and an ATV, and it has a hollow window, a hollow door, and a hollow window here, and that I will show you why in a minute. And this one is the only one except for the train that does have turning wheels, so those can turn, and it is the same thing that I used for the train, the yellow one. And then this is on the same base plate without the 2-stud width on either side that the train was on, before I changed it to do it 2 studs out. And why it has a hollow door and window here is because it can fit 2 of these small shipping containers, so 2 of those can be put on. I don't have them on right now because it gets higher than the train, so it couldn't go through any tunnels really. So it does have a steering wheel right here, and that's not to steer. That is usually used for I don't actually know what this is used for, but I googled some pictures and most of them have that. So that's where I got the idea to put that little detail in. And that's mostly it for the train. Thanks for watching. Bye.